Hello guys and welcome back to Spoken Essays. I am Arshilwara and you are looking at the JavaScript and front end development libraries where we try to figure out Redux and React and other libraries that I can't remember the name of yet. And in the back you can see over here, somewhere around here. Yep. Yeah, these are the paintings my mom gave me, so that's a new addition to the room. I shared these in the I think in one of the live videos, maybe 2 or 3 live videos ago. And you know what, without wasting more time, let us continue from where we last were. Okay, I'll share my screen and you can see that. Right, now the screen is again stuck because so the reason why the screen is stuck is, you guys might be wondering, is because what I do is I put it to sleep and I unplug the HDMI cord. So when I unplug the HDMI cord, I have to connect it again. But the thing is, OBS stays on. So if OBS is on and then after I plug the HDMI cable afterwards, so then it stays stuck. I have to connect the display first, and then if we turn OBS on, it will automatically detect the display and show us the all the effects. Right now if I do this, you will be able to see it, but before you may not have been able to see it because of that effect. Anyway, so back to this. Now you guys can see the mouse and everything. Let's continue. I think we are almost there with Redux. Maybe I don't know how much we've finished, maybe 2 or 3 more to go. We'll see. So 3 more to go. Okay, and they look easy enough. We'll see how easy they are. We'll find out. Are we live on Facebook? Just give me a second. Yep, we are live on Facebook, and I can see we already have 2 likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Really, thank you. And thank you for your support, one viewer that is watching the video. Thank you. Right, now we write use the spread operator on arrays. So I used the spread operator in the previous lesson challenge too. So I kind of know. Right, one solution from ES6 to help enforce state immutability in Redux is the spread operator. Smooth operator. The spread operator has a variety of applications, one of which is well suited to the previous challenge of producing a new array from an existing array. This is a relatively new but commonly used syntax. For example, if you have an array, my array, and write let new array equals ... my array is now a clone of my array. New array is now a clone of my array. Both arrays still exist separately in memory. So they exist separately in memory, which is a good part. So we won't be able to mutate it. So immutability. So it's not. Mutability. So you won't be able to mutate it. Right. Both arrays still exist separately in memory. If you perform a mutation like new array.push 5, my array does not change. Yes. The ... the ellipses effectively spreads out the values in my array into a new array. To clone an array but add additional values in the new array, you could write my array comma new value. I literally wrote that. This would return a new array composed of the values in my array and the string new value as the last value. The spread syntax can be used multiple times in an array composition like this, but it's important to note that it only makes a shallow copy of the array, on the surface. That is to say, it only provides immutable array operations for one-dimensional arrays. You won't be able to flatten out 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional or any arrays that are more than one dimension, that have more than one dimensions, if I can say that. Right, what are we supposed to use the spread operator to return a new copy of skate when a to do is added? Right, in here we're going to do the same thing. We use the spread operator and we write to do new copy of state. What is this value of state? do not mutate state. Oh, sorry. So we are supposed to write state here. Oh, acha. Huh? What are we supposed to do? We're also supposed to add it, right? तो जैसे मैंने पहले पुराना वाला किया वैसे ही करना है, literally. Action dot to do. Is it? 2 more to go. I think 3 more maybe. We'll see. We'll get there. Right. Remove an item from an array. So slice or concat. Time to practice removing items from an array. The split operator can be used here as well. Other useful JavaScript methods include slice and concat. So slice returns a new array. Splice, however, mutates the array. So we're not going to talk about splice anyway. Just ignore it. We're going to speak about slice and concatenate. Cool. The reducer and action creator were modified to remove an item. Okay, so remove an item. They're modified to remove an item, right? So return one thing. We can pop it out. If we don't want to slice it, we can pop it out. Because we can't know. I mean, slice. Yes. A slice needs an index beginning and an index end value. But which item are we supposed to remove? Oh, they give us the index value, right? Okay, I can write it. The reducer and action creator were modified to remove an item from an array based on the index of the item. Finish writing the reducer, so a new state array is returned with the item at the specific index removed. I mean, I can do it. What I was thinking is state dot slice, and then we write the index value. Sorry, how do I access index? I have to write action dot index comma space. I think slice has 2 required values, and for this we write index plus 1. So there we have it, 2 values. It says dispatching remove item action creator should remove items from the state and should not mutate. Oh, okay, right. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're supposed to slice. Slice will store the values, won't it? So let's say if the index is 3, right? This is the item. I want to remove this from the index. So I will slice these 3 values and I will slice these 3 values. So I can't simply write index state.slice because slice will exactly store this value the way I've written it. You have to write it in another way. You have to write. I have to splice this much. So मुझे index 0 से लेकर index तक लेना है. Okay. And not only that, index 0 से लेकर वो भी लेना, and I also want to concatenate whatever is left. Oh god. That's tricky. Basically should remove items and should not mutate state. I mean, yeah, it won't mutate. Its slice isn't supposed to mutate anything. It will return a new array in itself. But the value of slice is right now 3. Is 3 right now. We have to make. We have to change this. Okay, let's attempt to first get the first 3 values. If we want to remove index 3, then it should return everything except for the number 3, right? So how do we write that? Okay, right, state dot slice action index. Think in that case we saw this being used somewhere with some new tab challenge when we were working on HTML and JavaScript. I remember using that before. This slice the opposite of action.index. Would that work? No. Remove item type, remove. Yeah. State dot slice. Return the sliced value. So if I write opposite action.index, whatever the index function, you know what, let's print it then. What are we waiting for? Let's try to print it out. Console.log store dot, what is it, get state. Right, so this is what get state looks like now. If we call that function store.dispatch, inside the dispatch we write remove item and we write 3, index value 3. Would you look at that? No change. No change. Very good. So that means it doesn't have an effect on this. You know what? Let's try this. So now it only returns anything. Oh, okay. Action index 3. So it returned everything after 3 when we sliced it. In that case, I want action state 0 till, oh sorry, it would return 1, 2 and how do we get it to print anything after that? I think that's why they have concatenate with us. What if I want to concatenate 4 and 5 or any values after the index, if there are any? We have to find out slice in JavaScript's optional methods. I mean, instead of slicing, I can also filter. Filter would return a new array immediately. Start, end. Both are optional. What? Hey. Okay. Slide methods. Method returns selected elements in an array as a new array. Gives selects from a given start up to not include. Acha. Start is optional and end is optional. I didn't know that. Acha. What if I were to simply slice it? So the entire array would be sliced. What if I write negative, the opposite of, so not this, so action dot index. Oh sorry, index. That doesn't slice anything. What if I wrap you? That doesn't work. If I simply write this way, acha. So it's not beginning really. I mean, if I run a function, filter function, it would work. Filter would simply filter the number 3 out quite easily. But the spread operator can be used as well. Other useful JavaScript methods include slice and concat. Reducer, an action creator or modifier to remove an item from an array based on the index of the item. Finish writing the reducer so a new state array is returned with the item. I mean, we can do whatever we want. I can simply filter everything out, filter this array out. As long as this is an array, I can filter it out. But how do we slice it? I want to know. It takes beginning and end. Does it take more values? What if I write index plus 1? Okay, so that's one value. Okay, I'm reusing code now. God. From 0 to 0, state 0, comma space till index. Oh God, what am I even doing? I mean, it works in a way, or not here. I mean, we would not pass this test. Why? Dispatching the Redux store should exist and initialize with a state equal to because of you. हाँ ठीक है, चलो इसको filter ही कर देते हैं. Filtering is quite easy. I do want to know filter item. Nope. A arrow function state dot filter. If A is strictly not equal to what action dot index, done, filtered. So that also proves to be problematic. The Redux store should exist and initialize with a state equal to. अच्छा, initialization पे क्या होता है? चलो दिखाओ. Initializing it should equal to, so it does equal to that 0 1 2 3 4. Do you mean the spaces then? I think it means the spaces. I don't think it means spaces. Should exist and initialize with a state equal to. So when initialized, yeah, it returns 0 1 2 3 4 5, which is its value. Get state. Dispatching the remove item. So when we dispatch remove item, should remove items from the state and it should not mutate state. So I think we are failing at that, obviously. Otherwise this would have just stopped. सबको पहले एक लाइन में खड़ा कर दो. Oh, sorry. Okay, now we have one arrow function. इसको भी line. Oh. Oh honey. ये क्या इन्होंने वो यूज़ किया है क्या? Oh, we'll need that, won't we? But I know what we are doing. I don't even need HTML right now. Okay. Missing semicolon. क्या था पहले? अच्छा, case. Oh, case can only be in one line. I get it. हाँ चलेगा. Right. If the case is remove item, then do this. If it's that, then do that. Okay. We have immutable reducer, which has been initialized where the state has been initialized with 0 1 2 3 4 5. The same way with switch case, if the action is of the type remove item, then you filter the data. If not, if the action is not that, then you don't do anything. You just simply return the state. So many semicolons. I don't mind. And then we have this action itself, which has the type remove item and index, and then we have this which creates the store value. Yeah, okay. What are we doing wrong? Filter function. Does filter return a new array? It creates a new array filled with elements that pass a test provided by a function, right? So this does return a new array. That means it's not mutating it. So what is the problem? Am I not reading the test right? The Redux store should exist and initialize with a state equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it is the spacing, I'm going to lose it. If I were to remove this, it would return true. So when we do this, apparently this gets mutated as well. Hatao, a comma, pura line hatao. Right. I can see this looks the same, but when we call that function, when we dispatch remove item, one thing we can do is cut u, let a, b, c, b, store the value of this. Then if we ask it to return RETURN ABC, that would work. I hope so. Let's copy this, paste it here, and remove item, ring eraser. We, instead of store dot dispatch, right. Oh, we don't need to log this really. We don't, not really. Yeah. So we can see here that our project has been successful. It does not do anything to it. It didn't even before. If I were to write return here, it would still show us the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at that. So what are we missing? Still no. And this now says X. So that means we have mutated this array. The spread operator can be used here as well. Okay, so somehow, somewhere, okay, fine, I'm going to use a spread operator now. Cool. Nope. Wait, now, oh, both are still, okay. Equal to, what does this equal to? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing something? What are we missing? State.filter. Do I write something else instead? It's like the to-do thing. To-do stores this as the value. Do you want me to store the value first and then play with it? I can play with that. Fair game. ABC should store. Okay, we'll use operators here. STAT. Cool. अब तो हम लोग state को edit use भी नहीं कर रहे, बस still a problem. It still has a problem. How? What am I missing? Remove item. What if I store this as a string? Nope. It's because we're using strict operators. Yeah. फिर भी तकलीफ, but now nope, फिर भी तकलीफ, same तकलीफ. Yeah, we're using strict operators, so we can't be lax. What? Let's go through this again. We have we have state that has been initialized. When we dispatch remove item, what does it do? It first declares ABC, that's a variable that stores state in an array with spread operator, using spread operator. So now this is stored at another address. These two are, well, they hold 0 1 2 3 4 5, but they are different. So that the Redux store should exist and initialize with a state equal to this. So we're not playing anything with this, we're not doing anything to this. If we are right, right, yeah, we're not even mutating state. How is it that we are mutating state with this? ABC is an array and then you filter that array. How? You know what? Okay, fine. Let's not use filter then. Let's slice it. What will we slice? Because slice returns an array. It does not mutate the original array. Granted. So we write state.slice. You know what? Let's write this. I'm going to comment this out right now. Right. Let's write. Okay. What do we write? Return state dot slice. Slice what? The index value. So we write action dot index. Now I've chosen the number 3. So the way this slice thing works is it takes a beginning value and an end value. So what do we write for this? Now I can't think of anything but that brilliant example or challenge we saw when we were doing JavaScript, I think. Hopefully it was JavaScript. I will open responsive web design also just in case. It's probably JavaScript. It was for tabs. Immutability, tab, new tab, browser, browser. I have no clue. I mean, it was very cool. What did we figure out in that? What was the problem? Problem was with the syntax. Golf code, conditional, profile lookup, fractions, iterate through an array with a for loop. Where was it? Maybe it was in this tabs, regular expressions. I wouldn't know. I think it might have been in debugging. I wouldn't know. Browser console, freeCodeCamp and browser console, maybe. Okay, let's browser. So we have 5 results. First is this, then this, then this, then this. Understanding the differences. Right, that's a responsive web design later. Right, that's not the code we were looking for. Bye. Maybe it was in the challenges. Type of tabs, maybe. Oh, sorry, command F. Oh no, tab. Tab. Nope. Do I have to? Yeah, I think expand all of them then. Palindrome तो नहीं था पक्का. Functional object. I'm going to play with all of them. It might be object-oriented programming. I did hate it, but I kind of loved it too. Tab, command F, tab. Immutability database, tab. Right. Browser. One browser. That's it. Maybe it's an object-oriented programming. I don't remember. I've got to check it out. Debugging, check the value, understanding, use type of, catch misspelled, unclosed, mixed usage of single and double quotes, equality operator, catch arguments passed in the wrong order when calling a function, catch missing open and closing after a function call, caution when reinitializing, prevent infinite loops, splice in object.key. So this was objects. I loathed them. We went through a good project. I forgot what it was. Finders, keepers, title case, where do I belong, chunky monkey. Was we were playing with new tabs, windows. We could shift a window from left to right. Was it HTML? I'd highly doubt whether it was HTML. The code was in here somewhere. I mean, without looking at the, yeah. Let's try to recreate that logic then. Right. What if I create an entire array? I think I tried doing that. Oh, sorry. So we have 3, 4, 5. Now instead of that we can write +1. Cool, so we have 4 and 5. Now in here, because we're concatenating it, we're concatenating, yeah, okay, fine, concat. Think, okay, what are we supposed to return? State dot state dot slice what from 0 to the index. So 0 to action dot index. Right, that's not allowed apparently. Why? Because of a comma. Now we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Literally we used spread operator very coolly. Right, we can't concatenate it. We do this. Maybe if I can concatenate this much, then इसको concat करते हैं. ठीक है, no problem. Kato cut dot concat. Of course the comma should go. Right, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. That's also not allowed. Come on, dude. I shouldn't lie. Yeah. Okay. At least, okay, fine. Not going to look at the solutions yet, because I'll be laughing silly when I find out. What does this do? I mean, what's the test really about? Let's try to understand that. The Redux store should exist and initialize with a state equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. What does that mean? That it's not equal to? I can literally see here, when we call this function, when we use remove item, we're literally using these operators. How? In the ever-loving universe. Come on. What are you? Okay. What am I missing? Dispatching the removed item action. Remove item action. Creator should remove items from the state and should not mutate state. That is so cool. The way they've written it. Should remove items from the state and should not mutate state. What do you mean? Should remove items and should... What? What? I think they're trying to say is return an array where we can't see the removed item. What's so simple about that? What's so difficult about that? Okay, find out. Let's find out. So this says return dot 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 state dot slice array action. Interesting. Okay, you know what? I'm going to write it the way they've written it. Maybe that will maybe make my code look the way fine. अच्छा उन्होंने ऐसे लिखा है. ठीक है चलो वो करते हैं. Quite easy to do. Literally the easiest thing in the world. इसको निकालो. ठीक है. हाँ चलो. Right. Now what do you want? You can't write the same thing of course. क्या हुआ? अच्छा हनी कॉमा चाहिए बेचारे को. Right. Now we want index n plus 1. Right. How did you write it? So you wrote it this way. State slice 0 till the index. It could be anything. And then action index plus 1 and state dot length. You idiot. You idiot. Really? Really? क्या यार? I mean you idiot as in me idiot. Why? Do you want an end? Wouldn't? It's optional. How? If there were a 6 here, you mean to say it won't return a 6 here? Comma space 6. I can see it will return it indefinitely. What do you... What? Okay, ठीक है, but it's very easy to write action.langth. Khatam. It's the same thing really. Yeah. It says state length. No problem. We'll go with state length. Quite infuriating. And they've also written an OR statement. Very cool. Right. This looks aesthetically nice. But OR state slice 0 action index. The same thing for this. And then dot concates what I tried. But concatenate what? Sliced part of what? Action index and state dot length. So I think with this they're making sure, they're ensuring that whatever is at the end gets added. I mean it would give us the same result because without it, but somehow this passes the test. Why? I have no clue. Oh, this doesn't pass the test. Interesting. What am I missing now? State dot slice. Are we state dot slice? Yes. Wait, it says case remove item colon return this and we write this. इसको भी हटा देते चलो. Oh my god, are you kidding me? This is not a comment. अगर ये पास कर दिया, नहीं पास किया. Very good. Okay, so it was a comment. In fact, it was a comment. अब क्या तकलीफ है? We still don't pass this. Interesting. Okay. So what does this say? एक एक करके जाते हैं. Let's check the first line. We have a constant immutable reducer which है. अबे यार. हाँ यही कॉपी करते हैं ना. चलो इसको कॉपी. Oh shit. Text editor. Obviously, why won't you open text editor in this window? I will never know. Right. So ये हमारा code है. Nope, that's their code. I'm going to remove the OR statement just for fun. Silly me. Right. Now I'm going to copy this bit and actually I should paste it here. So this is our code. Very nice, very cool. Wait a minute. Interesting. What if I were to remove this much? अगर उसमें कर दिया तो मैं पागल हो जाऊंगा. जो हम टेस्ट कर रहे हैं वो उसमें so testing got me. Literally, I tried to test it, and that's why I couldn't pass the thing. So I think my other methods would also have worked, lest I had not done it. I think lest is unless, with the intention of preventing to avoid the risk of. Lest you. She sat up late worrying lest he be murdered on the way. Oh my god, that's so dramatic. She sat up late worrying lest he be murdered. Oh, so it's not exactly lest he be murdered on the way home, with the intention of preventing something undesirable to or to avoid the risk of. So she sat up late worrying that her husband might be murdered on the way home. He spent whole days in his room wearing headphones lest he disturb anyone, to avoid the risk of disturbing anyone. Okay, so I think I used it pretty incorrectly, because of the possibility of something undesirable happening in case. Okay, fine. Next, I think the last one now. Kya yaar, what was the second solution? I want to find out what was the second solution. Return state the filter. Right, and this is some weird character. It takes an underscore, because why not? Why do you take an underscore, my friend? I don't even see it anywhere. Why is there an underscore? I'll have to read the syntax of filter. Oh, right. I didn't even need to write action dot index. Okay, we'll never know. Fine. Wait, no. Action. Oh, actually. Okay. Got it. Back to this. Please disappear. We're not even using that. We should be, but it's all, front end. Yeah, just whatever. Back to you. Copy an object with object.assign. Okay, new stuff. The last several challenges work with arrays, but there are ways to help enforce state immutability when state is an object too. So now we're going to try and make objects immutable. Now we're going to use some mapping and assigning and whatnot. A useful tool for handling objects is the object.assign utility. Nice. Object.assign takes a target object and source objects. Takes a target object and source objects and maps properties from the source objects to the target object. Acha. Any matching properties are overwritten by properties in the this behavior is common in make shallow copies. Okay, by passing an empty object as the first argument followed by the objects you want to copy. Here's an example. Yeah, the way they try to, okay, fine. We have some constant called new object which would store whatever happens here, whatever shenanigans happen here. Assign. So I think we're going to assign something, do something to it. So we write it this way: object, whatever the name of the object is, then it's assign. We call the assign method, because that object inherits the properties. I see. So that's why we can call that function on it. Right. So the initial value is an empty object, then object 1 and object 2. Okay, very good. So I think now if I read this I'll understand. Object.assign takes a target object, must be the target object, and a source objects. This must be the source object, might be, and maps properties. Okay, and maps properties from the source objects to the target object. I think these might be the source objects, and this must be the target object. See the use of singular and plural here. So this is solely the target object, these are the source objects, right? Maps properties from the source objects to the target object. इसमें जो भी properties होगी वो map करके इसमें डालता होगा. Okay. Any matching properties are overwritten by properties in the source objects. ओह, अच्छा, बेसिकली इन दोनों का एक हाइब्रिड वर्जन बनाएगा. This behavior is commonly used to make shallow copies of objects by passing an empty object as the first argument followed by objects you want to copy. Okay, this creates a new object which contains the properties that currently exist in object 1 and object 2. Yeah. The redux state and actions were modified to handle an object for the state. Edit the code to return a new state object. अरे बाप रे, फिर से पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Handle. Okay. You know what? Before I read any of this, I'm going to read the code. समझो this. पहले okay. There's an object called default state. Very good. It has user, status, friends, community. Very good. Next, we have a reducer. This is where we will write some code without mutating it. No, sorry, actually here. We have this action which says wake up and returns the type online. Okay, I get it. Right. Where's the secondary? There is no secondary. I think we're only going to assign one value. Okay, right. Edit the code to return a new state object for actions with type online which set the status property to the string online. अच्छा, change भी करना है. अरे बाप रे. Interesting. That will be fun. Try to use object.assign to complete the challenge. So try. Maybe not actually use it. Fine, let's finish this. New obj be what? Right. Collecting a state. No. Object dot assign an empty object. I'm just cracking my knuckles. Okay, very good. We write default state. That's it. हमें एक तो आउटपुट भी चाहिए. ठीक है. We won't get it unless we call that function. Fine. Okay. फिर एक और चीज़ करनी है. New obj dot status equals offline. Semicolons all the way. Return new object. I'll try to optimize this code, but I think we should no. Dispatching an action of type online should update the property status in state to online and should not mutate state. हैं? यार ये लोग फिर से पागल बना रहे हैं. I'll be back. Just a second. I have to take care of some business, if you know what I mean. And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take care of some business. I think I said that before. Anyway, we are again stuck with the same thing. Object 1 and object 2. What I'm going to do is wait, offline is not defined. Oh my god, I should make this online, by the way. Sheesh. Good. Reference error, online is not defined. What do you mean? Huh? Okay, fine. Return new object without this. they return भी नहीं करेगा ना जब तक कॉल नहीं करेंगे. God. Store dot, what do you call it? Reduce, no, I forgot. Sheesh. Dispatching an action of type online should update the property status in state to online and should not mutate state. Bro, that is the most confusing sentence I've ever heard. Bro, how does this mutate it? You yourself literally said it creates a new object. This creates new object as a new object. It literally says that. How is it not muted? I think, chalo, let's assume that it does not mutate the state. Then what else are we supposed to do? Update the property status in state to online. Acha. So that means state dot status file. How would it not mutate it, my friend, if you change the status from offline to come on, bro. Still a problem. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to instead edit default state. Okay, let's see about that. Still a problem. God, yeah. What do you... How? What? Yeah, let's also alter this default. Okay. Still a problem. Okay, dispatching an action of type online. So we already have an action type online. Very good. It says, yeah, action type online. Very good. Should update the property status. Okay, so let's first update the property status. State holds the value. Do you want this to be single quotes? Still a problem. Okay. Maybe let's make this state now. इसको काटो नीचे रखते हैं. चलो जाओ बस. Still a problem. Still an error. बस. Still an error. Return new object कर रहे हैं ना. Should I update the property status in state online and should not mutate state? Bro, according to your syntax, I've written this code. Tell me how to do both. Okay, fine. I'm going to read this. देखते हैं इन्होंने spread operator यूज़ किया था तो मैं तो पागल हो जाऊँगा. Okay, the goal of this challenge is to enforce state immutability when state is an object. We write object.assign object1 and return pass state as object. अच्छा ऐसा. Use the method this pass state as object 1. I literally did that. Okay, you know what, fine, let's write state here. कुछ नहीं, निकालो, सब निकालो. बस चलो नया array रिटर्न करो बस. Still we don't pass it. Okay, the object 2 should be update. Oh my god. So, okay. Okay, now I get it. So that hint actually did help. Thank you. The third argument will be status online. What do you write? Key and value pair. That was new. I admit I could not have guessed that. Very cool. I could not in a million years have guessed that. I think we're done with that. We've finished Bootstrap, jQuery, Sass, React, Redux. Now React and Redux together. So React and Redux are often mentioned together, and with good reason. The developer who created Redux was a React developer. Nice. Who wanted to make it easier to share data across different components. Literally, we saw that guy in the evening. Now that you know how to manage the flow of shared data with Redux, it's time to combine that knowledge with React. In the React and Redux courses, you'll build a React component and learn how to manage state locally at the component level and wait, let's read this again. Right, flow of shared data with Redux. I kind of understand Redux more than any other language now. Not any other language in these libraries. The syntaxes of these libraries. So I understand the syntax of Redux more than any other, despite the fact that I had problems with it. It's time to combine that knowledge with React. In the React and Redux courses, you'll build a React component and learn how to manage state locally at the component level and throughout the entire application with Redux. Nice. That's going to be quite a challenge. I'm going to go crazy, maybe scream at the computer a couple of times for no reason. Let's see. And we can see we already have a huge explanation in front of us, which hopefully doesn't kill us. Come on. Okay. This series of challenges introduces how to use Redux with React. First, here's a review of some of the key principles of each technology. React is a view library that you provide with data, then it renders the view in an efficient, predictable way. When it renders the view in an efficient, predictable way. Okay. Redux is a state management framework that you can use to simplify the management of your application's state. Typically, in a React Redux app, you create a single Redux store that manages the state of your entire app. Your React components subscribe to only the pieces of data in the store that are relevant to their role. Then you dispatch actions directly from React components, which then trigger store updates. I have no clue. We've got to apply more HTML to make me understand this. Although yawn number 1, we will go through the yawns, do not worry. Yawn number 1, yawn number 2, let them come. We'll go through all of them. Although React components can manage their own state locally, when you have a complex app, it's generally better to keep the app state in a single location with Redux. There are exceptions when individual components may have local state specific only to them. Finally, because Redux is not designed to work with React out of the box, you need to use the React-Redux package. It provides a way for you to pass Redux state and dispatch of your React components as props. React components as props. Okay. Over the next few challenges, first you'll create a simple React component which allows you to input new text messages. These are added to an array that's displayed in the view. This should be a nice review of what you learned in the React lessons. Next, you'll create a Redux store and actions that manages the state of the messages array. Finally, you'll use React Redux to connect the Redux store with your component, thereby extracting the local state in the Redux store. I mean, I kind of understood all of that. Start with display messages component. That's the component. Add a constructor to this component. Chalo. First job constructor. Now what was the second value? I have no clue what. Secret? Was it secret? Props? We have to find out. Sheesh. Okay. I have no clue. We go to React again. Any of them? It's super, not secret. Close but incorrect. Close this. Right, super props. Add a constructor that is going to initialize with a state. This dot sticky equals an object. What initialize with it has two properties: input input. That's set to an empty string gladly, and messages that's set to an empty array gladly. Done. That's it for this part. I can see it's 10% complete. That means we only have 10% of this. So I think we're going to build this itself. Just like I thought, we're going to build this, right? And then we're going to use React and Redux together. Here you'll finish creating the display messages component. So this component will be finished. Wait, no. The component is this long. So I think we're only going to play with one component for this, right? Okay. You can see we've now initialized the state values, the state object rather. Add handle change and submit message methods here. Very cool. That's very cool of them. They've already given this to us. Okay. इस पे भी जाते हैं. Then we have render. Inside render we have div, and then we have an h2 which says type in a new message. Render an input button and UL below this line. Okay. So now we know where we're going with this. Right. Okay. I'm going to resize this. Okay. First in the render method. पहले render method में जाएंगे. This is the render method. कहाँ पे? यहाँ तक. Okay. This is the render method. थोड़ा spacing दे देते तो हमें समझ रहेगा कि this is the only render method. Okay. Right. In the render method, you have the component render and input element. First, the input element. input close input she. Right. Lowercase input close and then close. I could also have written it this way, but I think we are going to take, nope, I don't think we are. We'll see. If there is, then we'll take it. Okay. When the input element changes, okay, we have to add those methods. Sheesh. Okay. I think this doesn't have it. One of the last ones should be there. Yeah. Button click, on click, and input with style type value on change. Very good. That's what I was looking for. Yay. Okay. Right. When the input element changes, on change, इसको type को हटा दो अभी के लिए. ये क्या है? Style, input style. Nope, nothing like this yet. Bye. Okay. Right. Literally, this .state.input is the okay. But first, when the input element changes, it should trigger a handle change. Literally, oh my god. Thank you. Handle change method, also the input element should render the value of input that's in the component state. Yep, done. The button element, okay, so that's input. Now we go to button. What does the button look like here? We do not have a button because we used it this way, right? What does this say? The button element should trigger a submit when it's clicked. सही है, इसको उठाते हैं. अरे हाँ, क्यों? Because why not? हाँ हाँ, right. Next in line is the button, which would be of course an inline element. Yeah, right. क्या चाहिए? Button element should trigger a submit message. This dot submit. On click this dot submit, it would call the submit. Okay, very good. When it's clicked, very good. Done, and we also give it submit value. Wow. सही है. Right. Second, write these two methods, the handle change. अच्छा, यहाँ पे UL नहीं लिखना है, maybe UL बाद में लिखेंगे. Finally use the UL, ठीक है, बाद में लिखेंगे, no problem. I can't write any text yet because of handle change, because we haven't mentioned the handle change. Very good, I understand. Oh, okay. Add handle change and submit message here. I'll press enter twice and once more. Very good. Handle change first. Okay. क्या चाहिए? Second, write these two methods. Handle change. Yeah. Self-calling functions. No, not self-calling. They don't take any arguments. Submit message. Okay, what do you want to do? Should update the input with what the user is typing. Oh yeah, we have to write this dot set state. I forgot the set states. Set state syntax, please. React.js set state. Right, set state. Right, that's it. अच्छा, बस इतना ही है. अच्छा, तो इसके अंदर लिखेंगे simply set. I do not believe that. ऐसा तो नहीं लिखते हैं. As in, I mean, they don't write it. Callback function. Are we using a callback function? Not really. सिर्फ text ही लिख रहा है ना. इन्होंने कैसे लिखा है? This website geeks for geeks. Nope. freeCodeCamp, how to become a pro with React set state. freeCodeCamp में probably उन्होंने सबको ऐसे ही लिखा होगा. This dot set state. Exactly. Eduardo. Facebook. Eduardo. This dot set state, and then we write this. Very good. That's what I was looking for. This dot set state. क्या था? First parenthesis and then curly brackets. So an object inside set state function. Right. What do you put as the object? क्या चाहिए? Should update the input. Okay. Input will change to what? यहाँ पे काम आएगा. कहाँ पे अच्छा लिखा ही नहीं है. हाँ, but set state e dot target dot value. Very good. Handle change e. We're not taking any arguments, are we? Value. What did we write? This takes e, but what do you do? State dot input, right? This dot state dot, yeah, we have to write a value dot something. Again, target dot value, something dot target dot value. Why do I forget? Dot target dot value. What were you? Can't believe it. I don't remember. Okay. Render state. बस इसमें होना चाहिए. Maybe render this state. Nope. Set state के बाद pass state, callback, re-renders, inline styles उनमें होना चाहिए. Nope. Maybe right here inline CSS again. This dot handling this dot set state event. It's event on event because on click. Event. Got it. That's not allowed. Why? Why does this allow it then, not you? Because you take an event as an argument. I see. Okay. निकलो सब बाहर निकलो. Submit message. I don't know how to refer to submit message. Let's close this tab. Right. Handle change takes an event. That's why we were able to write event dot target whatever. Okay. Do we even write event here? Nope. Okay. Bye. Right. And submit simply sets the state to whatever we want. Okay. Should update the input with whatever the user is typing. So basically, error. Open the browser console to learn more. Every moment, every time I write something, it changes. Okay. Value on change, handle change. Handle change takes in an event element, which would be on change, I hope. This dot set state, and then input changes from a string to this. Oh, I see. Are we supposed to write it this way? This dot, nope, we can't write it that way. State dot input plus equals, would that be, nope, with 4 keystrokes it ran an error. What is the error? Type error, cannot read properties of undefined set state. अच्छा, इसमें इन्होंने कैसे लिखा है? This dot set state handle dot change input e target value user age. ओह अच्छा, तो दोनों को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. अपडेट इनपुट what the user saying. अच्छा, और मैसेजेस को empty रखना है. I think yeah. I think that might work. Nope, still error. Event dot target dot value would change, wouldn't it? कैसे लिखा है? ये क्या है? Input style. I can't even see it yet. Okay, इसमें कुछ editing किया नहीं है, right? It says style, input style, type, number, value, whatever. Value, this dot state dot input on change, this dot handle dot change. I mean style, what's the style? This must be that input style, whatever. Handle change E. This dot set state, then parentheses, curly brackets. अबे आ गया. हाँ. Handle change सब curly braces के अंदर होता है. We have the curly braces. सबमिट मैसेज की वजह से तकलीफ हो रही है क्या? What, can I write anything now? Still no. Okay, so it's not only submit message. Event dot target dot value. Event dot target dot value. Okay. Maybe remove view. Still not able to type anything. Why? Input with this as value first, and this as this on change. ठीक है. हाँ, अभी करके दिखाओ. What are we missing? Should input with what the user is typing. We've been trying to write something and it says error. Oh, come on. This dot set state. I'm going to copy this text just in case. Is handle change written correctly? Yep. This dot state, this dot set state. Input event dot target dot value. So input would change to a string, whatever we're typing. whatever is being previously written and add it. So basically number जिसको लिखते हैं, I think syntax में तकलीफ होगी फिर. Semicolon, I don't think there's an error. There is an error because of that. इसको हटाओ. Of course the text would refresh itself. Error. With each keystroke it returns an error. Type error cannot read properties of undefined set state. Undefined set state. What do you mean undefined? Undefined reading set state. Reading set state at handle change object.qh. Okay. Handle change e, then curly braces, e curly braces, then this dot set state which takes parenthesis and curly braces again. Input will is set to e dot target dot value. Ours is event dot target dot value, and we set the messages to an empty array. What's the problem? Clear console please. Okay, now let's try and type first letter. So when I put I tried typing something, type error, cannot read properties of undefined reading set state. So अभी उसको set state समझ नहीं आ रहा है. क्यों? What am I missing? Unbelief. Yeah, that's not the problem. It's an uncaught error. React.production minimum.js, React.production minimum.js. Invoke guarded callback and catch first error. Someone literally wrote these errors. Very cool. I don't think we'll not be able to write anything now. With each keystroke the number of this thing changes. What am I doing wrong? अगर बटन को मैं हाइड कर दूँ तो क्या होगा? Okay, I can't hide it that way. I forgot. Curly braces, then this, and then close the curly braces. Right. Now let's try to type something. Still error. So it's not related to that. You know what, let's try writing event.target.value now. Still not able to type it. Because we're supposed to bind it, aren't we? Oh my god, bind bhi karna hai kya yaar? Come on, we're supposed to bind it too inside this super props. Unless they, nope. कहाँ है? क्या यार बाइंड नहीं कर पाया इसलिए तकलीफ हो रही थी. दिस डॉट हैंडल डॉट चेंज, दिस डॉट हैंडल डॉट चेंज, बाइंड दिस. दैट्स इनसाइड. इज इट इनसाइड द कंस्ट्रक्टर क्लास? नो, इट इज इनसाइड द कंस्ट्रक्टर क्लास. कम ऑन डूड, वी आर सपोज टू बाइंड इट. सबमिट अभी तक लिखा नहीं है. चिल. आई मीन वी कैन कॉमेंट राइट. इसको वैसे भी ऐसे लिखा है ना. हाँ, now we can write okay, we had to bind it, which they didn't. Maybe they did tell us, but maybe they didn't. I don't know. We can't ever know, right? In this case I can unlock you and remove right. Back to this. Very good. Of course, type error, because it's not, we don't have submit yet. Submit. It's not submit, it will be submit message now. क्या यार? Bro, come on. Submit message when you call this function. Curly braces, inside the curly braces, what? The button element should trigger a submit message. Already taken care of. Oh, submit message. Done. Oh yeah. It would trigger submit message now. Okay. Second, write these two methods. Handle change method should update the input with what the user is typing. Nice. With this bind karna tha, right? With what the user is typing. The submit message should concatenate the current message stored in input to the messages array in local state. Oh. Achha. Basically set state and then user. अच्छा तो ये क्यों लिखना है? हाँ इसमें तो मैसेजेस की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. Handle change will set the values here. क्या करना है? Concatenate करना है. ठीक है क्या है? So first in submit message we write this dot set state b and then parentheses and curly braces. Inside curly braces we change the value of who messages. No, not messages. Well, yes, messages equal to state dot messages dot push. Push what? Whatever is being written. So I should say this dot state dot push. No, state dot push. And then it would. Are we supposed to also print it? Right. Stored in input to the messages. So stored in input. State dot input. To the messages array in local state and then clear the value of the input and clear the value of the input. Acha. Input would become an empty string. Finally use the UL to map over the array of messages and render it to the screen as a list of li elements. अच्छा जितना भी मैं लिखता जाऊँगा वो सब array elements बनता जाएगा. Wait. Array of messages, right? What do you mean? एक submit हुआ फिर दूसरा submit होगा ऐसा? Oh no. Oh no. I have to create an array then inside render. Aren't I? क्या चाहिए? Find using map over the array of messages. Are messages stored somewhere? Oh yeah, this is the messages. We write this dot state dot messages. Nope. फंक्शन लिखना पड़ेगा. हाँ यार. ओके. Haha is what? This dot state dot messages dot map each value of the array with a list component, list element, a arrow function wrap a around a list element. I'm not sure whether I should be writing it this way. List of li elements. Yeah, I think we have the power now. I used haha. Right, we can't write it this way, then it's not that. It's not a method. Very good, you can see this highlighted itself. A is list A, and we also have to, we probably have to give it a key too then. Container div h2 button ul ui elements. What about input as children? Interesting. Okay, according to this should work now. Browser error. Very good. So some problem here, I can guess. ये जो array है उसमें मैं push करनी है value. Also concat. Fine, I'll concat. Submit. Nope, error. What is the error? State is not defined at display messages dot submit message. Hey? Wait. Which line, my friend? State is not defined. Apparently messages messages and input 0. इसको क्या यहाँ पे करना होगा? When we click on submit, it should appear here, right? Haha. Maybe let it happen. Nope. Browser console में क्या बोल रहा है? अच्छा तू okay. I will open my browser console now. Fine. Reference error. State is not defined at display messages dot submit message. Not defined. So जब हम submit बनाते तो defined नहीं होता. So something, yeah, I think this is what's causing our problems. Concatenate this value to this empty array which says state dot messages. Are we supposed to write this dot state? That would be invalid, and it would in itself return not an error. Interesting. Reference error. So that's not what we are looking for. Okay, I'm going to refer to the help. इन्होंने कैसे किया था? Insert this. I don't think we worked with concatenate much. Okay, ये क्या बोल रहे हैं? Input on change this dot handle change dot bind this. Hey, interesting. So we can simply write it this way. Wow. I must do it. I must. This dot submit message equals Niklo. क्या लिखा है? Bind this. Literally that. Oh my god, that saves so much time. What does it have? On change this. I mean, it has on change and value property for input. I am going to apply that. Please go away. Dot bind dot this and dot bind dot this. Now that has completely disappeared. Okay. This dot state dot input dot bind this. Then disappeared, or the binding can be done beforehand the way we did it. Fine. That stays fine. Okay. Pass event to handle change method declaration and note that event.target stores the input value. Okay. Nope. Exactly. You may wanna add the following div into the render content to check if handle.change method is working. हाँ पक्का करना ही चाहिए. I agree. Let's see. Yep, that works. Bye. I wanna and I did it. Spread can be used for array concatenation in submit message method declaration. Submit message. Oh, come on. So not concatenate. I mean, yes, concatenate, but did I even check? I mean, I checked it. It should print something. Prints nothing. Submit message in method declaration. It's not only messages. It should say state dot messages. Oh, what happened to our mapping? Oh, it's over here. Okay, you know what, इसको करते हैं कमेंट. तकलीफ हो जाती है ना इसको. ठीक है, इसको काट देते हैं. पेस्ट इट हियर फॉर नाउ. इंस्टेड ऑफ haha, why don't you just print the array. तकलीफ हो गई. Completely disappeared. Completely disappeared. How? What did I do? Okay, fine. I'm going to look at the solution. There's only one solution according to freeCodeCamp, right? Handle change is this dot set state, and then input is event target value, and messages is this dot state dot messages. Basically, it stays the same. Then submit message is input empty, and we write this dot state dot messages and this dot state dot input. अच्छा. Fine, चलो ऐसे लिखते हैं. I'm tired of this syntax thing. Anyway, come on, man. Could you be any more? Dot state dot messages. Apparently we have to write this dot state messages. And in the UL, oh, you wrote it this way. Fine, chalo. I'm going to copy this. I'm too tired. What does this do? Gives the key. Oh my god, they use this complicated method. Niklo, I'm going to use you. Haha. To the rescue. Wait. Okay. What's their logic? They're also giving it keys. Basically, li space key, then ix, whatever. This dot state dot messages dot map x and I. I'm only using one value. Fine. I will keep using this one value. But wait. How does their function one x and I? Where I is this and x is the item. I is the index. X is the value. I is the key. Oh, the index value. Oh, acha, that's clever. I'm going to use that. A and B. Where A is, of course, this will be B and this will be A. So key equals, in braces we write A. Very good. It's literally the same thing. Now that I see it, niklo bahar. print. Bruh, come on, why not? क्या था? Okay, why does this work and why does this not work? दिखाओ. Doesn't print the array. Why not? It means we still haven't corrected it. It says submit message stores an array, which would be this.state.input, which should in turn, when we run the button submit message, and we also initialized it submit message this. अच्छा, इसको bind नहीं किया. Oh my god. Now it would return it, obviously. Okay. Come on. This was clever. अबे हाँ. Love you, baby, if it's quite a range. Cool. The same thing will not work because we have to bind it again. We left it. Now whatever we write will be printed. It prints the index value. This should be written the other way, A and B. So A is the index value and B is the item itself. Cool. Hello. HELLO. Very good. So A is the index value. When you're mapping it, this is the index value. No, this is the item and this is the index value. Okay. Item itself. Right. Done. Nope. Errors. Or Acha, it should be add message, not submit. Okay. Add message. अभी भी तकलीफ है. Clicking the add message button should call the method submit message, which it does. It should add the current input to the messages array in state. हाँ तो वैसे तो कर रहे हैं. क्या रे? अच्छा this अच्छा okay. Add message. Hello. Add message. Add message. Very good. Yay, done. 20% complete. And I'm tired a lot. I'm very tired. Now I'm going to call this a day and I will see you guys tomorrow again. Until then, thank you for watching. Good night. Tata. Bye.